My name is Van Cow, and this is my essay for this I believe. I believe that laughter is the best medicine. With every obstacles we face and every curveball thrown our way, we panic and let our stress overtake the best of us. We detour and tend to forget the smaller things. We forget to appreciate it, but can be reminded of it by the sound of laughter. My friends tell me that I laugh too much, that I laugh too easily. Personally, I never agree with that. I think it's not that I laugh too much, but that others don't laugh enough. I find amusement in trivial matters while others brush them aside. I let out a chuckle of appreciation for a joke that has been told one too many times with only minor changes in the details, while others let out a sigh to express their annoyance. I laugh until my stomach hurts at a witty remark, while others slightly smile. I stay laughing quietly to myself long after the moment passed because I replay the scene over again in my head, while others don't. I laugh because I find it to be funny. I laugh because I prefer to do that than cry. The sound of someone genuinely laughing can cure anyone with symptoms of sadness. The sound of pure happiness triggers back my memories of happiness. It reminds me that life isn't so bad after all. It reminds me of the better days I had and the better days to come. I believe that laughter is the best medicine. The giggling noise that comes when an infant discovers a new favorite toy. The sudden outburst that arises when a group of friends share a perverted joke. The intimate laughter between a woman and her husband. I believe that laughter is the best remedy to cure anyone down in the slums. I believe laughter is the best medicine to prescribe and to take.
My name is Tiffany Chen, and this is my essay for this I believe. I believe that one of my biggest handicaps is the fact that I am a female. And because I am a woman, I cannot go out late at night by myself. I cannot walk home from school. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot. Those are the words I often hear from my parents because I am a female. It is a truth that I have come to accept. I am forced to be more dependent on others than I want to be. I have to have others accompany me when it is late at night. I have to be picked up after school, even though I live a mile away. I learned that at an early age that males have more privileges than females. As a child, I was shocked to find out that boys can pee standing up while girls have to sit. I know this is a very trivial detail, but I cannot change the physiology of my female body. But more and more started to add up to that. Growing up in a Chinese family, it is common knowledge that males are simply more valuable than females. Males have the ability to carry out the survival of their family's last name. In the village that my parents are from, having a son meant that there was someone to safely carry their parents to their grave, and having just daughters results in ridicule and less respect from their people. I'm the oldest out of 3 daughters. My parents attempted to conceive a boy and have failed 3 times. When I heard my parents wanted to try for a 4th time, I was angry. I had the notion that my parents didn't think that 3 daughters were good enough for them. I used to wonder if my parents would love me a little more if I had a Y chromosome instead of another X chromosome. Because I am a female, I work harder to rise above my limits. I want to make my parents proud of me for being their daughter. I want to make them look past the old Chinese traditions. And most of all, I want my parents to value me for who I am and what I have accomplished instead of what I am born as.
This is William Chieng, and this is my essay for this I believe. I believe that time travel, at least into the past, is highly implausible. You see, there are 2 problems that I believe would slim the possibilities of revisiting the past. First of all, time is a quantity that humans came up with. I believe that time is merely an artificial measure of the progression of events. I see history as a record of human events since we have roamed in this world, and time is just a measure that we use to measure our history. We may increment time into hours, minutes, and seconds. Surely these increments were chosen because they were definite. Well, I believe that they are not. Humans merely came up with these increments for their own convenience. Otherwise, why would 24 hours not be the true length of a day, as suggested by perfect increments? Instead, a day is actually just under 24 hours by a few minutes. Also, some 620 million years ago, the length of the day was actually just 21.9 hours, not 24. When humans found out that it was not exactly 365 days in a year, they just added an extra day every 4 years as an approximation. Thus, I believe that time is just a measure that humans came up with and used for the sake of their own convenience. The second problem would be that breaking from the standard flow of time would leave you with many paradoxes. In a way, we can describe the present as the transition between cause, what happened, and effect, what will happen. If we were to break from the present and go into the past, the present would become the future. Since time is a progression of events, an effect had occurred between past and present. Going back in time would mean an effect existed before the cause. How can this be? By our logic, that would be impossible. It'd be like someone trying to go back in time to stop his parents from ever meeting. How could he exist to go back in time to stop his birth in the first place? Because of these two problems, I believe that time travel into the past is highly implausible. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chow, and this is my This I Believe. I believe that there is a reason for everything. Absolutely nothing happens in life just because that's just how life is. Whatever things may occur, there is an entire background behind it. Reason can be told through many examples like math problems and strategies in video games, to as far as why a drunk driver ran over a few people instead of just one person. An example could be battling an opponent in a tennis game. If a person loses to their opponent, there can be many reasons why he or she lost. It could be whether the opponent is just faster and stronger. It can be because the person just broke their ankle during the match. They can never blame their loss on luck because it is every move that they make had a reason. In fact, luck can never be the blame on an incident in any case. Some people can blame the happenings on luck because it seems that there could be no other way it could have happened. But that is where religion comes in. A person's higher power chose to put them in a situation that they are in. For example, a person's race or sex is defined by their higher power's decision. A person cannot blame anyone on the way they look, but their God. Everything happens for a reason, whether a person likes it or not. Maybe a person cannot control what happens in their lives, but is certain that it happened or will happen because of a reason that may change it to something further. Death or war might be a counterweight to reason, like why does it happen? Well, in that case, you can look at another way. If war does not happen yet, it will happen eventually. When someone passes away, God may think that if they stay alive forever, it might get into more serious situations that are unhealthy to the world. Maybe it's just best to stay positive in life because the more intention to good, positive impact may be thrown back at you. If it does not, there's definitely a reason behind that.
This I Believe by Ivy Chung. I believe in the power of words. A simple yes or a simple no yields a power unheard of. A word composed of a mere 4 letters can break a heart or fill it with happiness. The ultimate weapon is in fact not a physical entity, but instead an unseen force, a word, a sentence, or a comment. While a slap or a punch may leave a scar or a bruise, words leave a wound that may never heal. Words are things that people carry with them throughout their whole life. Words raise and nurture us. A little girl may never know her true beauty because she has always been labeled a dreadful child. A little boy will never believe that he is able to amount to anything because his family constantly reminds him he is a failure. Words are our foundations for growing up and seeing the world. Words shape what we see in this world. A child will grow up in a home where he is told anyone other than his ethnicity is wicked, while in another home, a child will be told to take off the black and white blinds and look at the world without prejudice. Words raise us and teach us. They are our fathers and mothers instructing us between right and wrong. But we must also remember that words are not only weapons, they are also healers. A man tired of the world and all it has done to him is saved by a kind and sincere word. An older woman believes she is dying and is told she can be saved. Words also carry down tradition from one generation to another. Words are universal. Whether they're in one language or another is not a matter. Everyone has words, something to say to the world. The power of every individual's words carry their own weight, some heavier than others. No one truly understands the power of words because they are unable to see how much it has affected them. People are unable to fathom that a simple word can yield a force greater than any weapon. Believing this, in the power of words, I try to watch what I say. I try to use kind and encouraging words, because I know the power of a word.